I was hoping we could get to know each other.
Of course. I am available to answer any questions.
So you're an open book, huh? You don't find it hard opening up to people?
I enjoy satisfying the curiosity of my friends.
That's very generous of you.
You do not share yourself?
I do. But there are some things that need to be kept close to the chest.
May I ask you a question now?
By all means.
Your powers are unlike anything I have ever seen. It is incredible. Was it difficult honing them?
You flatter me. I've learned to control my powers, just like our colleagues in the Abbey. While my abilities are impressive, they can be strenuous.
How so?
Apologies, Hunter. That is something I'd like to keep to myself.
We are still establishing boundaries. There is no need to tell me right away.
Thank you for respecting them. Answers will come in due time.
Lucky for us, I'm not going anywhere.
I sure hope not, prophecy killer. I think that's enough for now. Your patience will be rewarded, Hunter. Just not today. Hunter, a word?
I am listening.
I wanted to apologize. I'm afraid I came off a bit cold when we last spoke.
As I said before, it is all right. I do not expect you to warm up to me right away.
If we want to kick the temperature up in here, all I need to do is think of good thoughts.
You are speaking literally?
Yes, but that conversation is for another time.
I see you are still hesitant in sharing parts of yourself.
I'm not trying to keep secrets, but I don't want to alarm anyone.
Why would it be alarming?
Hypothetically speaking, how would you feel if others learned that you could cause a hurricane if you became too upset?
Afraid, if I am being honest.
People might view you in a new light. The last thing I want is for my team to think I am incapable of keeping things under wraps.
Do you think they are frightened of you?
No. I've had many years to keep myself stable. Let's leave it at that. I go into detail, but...
You do not trust me yet.
Keep doing what you're doing, and I'm sure we'll get there. You and I are pretty similar.
Correct. We are both humans with extraordinary abilities.
I meant outside of our status as heroes. You and I are both leaders.
I do not consider myself a leader.
No need for modesty. You do a lot for the Midnight Suns. I don't need to tell you that being the head of a team means a lot of responsibility. Do you ever feel pressure to act or lead in a certain way?
Like with all things, it depends on what is going on around me. I need to be flexible when I am in charge.
An interesting take on leadership.
You are not the same?
Maybe. Despite what anyone says, I believe we're all just winging it and playing it off as confidence because we have to.
It sounds like you were speaking from experience just now.
I forget how perceptive you are. I've had to keep my emotions in check for a long time, even before joining the X-Men. It's been hard to unlearn.
When you say you need to keep them in check, what does that mean?
I need to make sure I'm aware of how I feel 100% of the time. I have tools to keep me grounded just in case. Do you have anything like that?
Whenever I feel overwhelmed, I like to meditate and center myself. I come out with a clearer head.
Yes, that's a great coping mechanism. I indulge as well. Sometimes it's hard finding a peaceful and quiet place to do so.
Especially around the Abbey.
You need to invest in a pair of noise-canceling headphones, Hunter. They're a real game changer. Staying in control is crucial for me. If I ever seem guarded around you, don't take it to heart.
When you lose control, that affects your powers?
Something like that. Let's just say that when I'm stable, so is the weather and everything around me. I'll save the details for later.
I am looking forward to it.
You've been incredibly patient with me, Hunter. I think it's time for me to tell you the truth.
It sounds very ominous when you put it that way.
As we've discussed before, I'm not used to opening up. But it's important that you know how I work. My emotions influence the weather. If I'm angry enough, I can cause the air around me to turn into gusts of wind. If I'm sad, the clouds will fill with water and cause rain. Do you notice a pattern?
You have only mentioned negative feelings influencing negative weather patterns.
So, you see my dilemma.
Is it only bad emotions?
Not usually. But since those are what I feel most deeply, it tends to be.
Wow. That is intense. How do you deal with it?
Practice.
That does not sound like a way to live.
It is if it keeps my loved ones and my team safe. I need to exercise precise control over my emotions, or else I risk their lives.
I am sorry.
Don't pity me, Hunter. I may not be as old as you, but I've learned to manage. Isn't that all we can do?
When you say it like that, it makes it sound like you are putting up with it.
We all are, don't you think? None of us asked for our powers. What we do with them, and how we react to their quirks is up to us.
It is hard to argue with that.
I made a pretty convincing case, I know.
Thank you for sharing this with me. I know it was difficult for you.
You deserve to know. Now I just need a lesson in letting go.
Letting go of your need for control?
Easier said than done, right? Control has always been a constant for me. I can control my feelings if I pause and take a breath. I can control how my team perceives me. I can control the weather. The weather does not control me. Any advice?
Trust that you know what you are capable of. Change is difficult, but you are equipped to handle it.
Wow. That was very insightful, Hunter. Thank you.
It comes with age.
That it does. It isn't every day that I'm vulnerable. I appreciate your willingness to stick by me.
We are a team. Of course I am going to be here.
Never change, Hunter. Hunter, do you have a moment?
Of course. Is something troubling you?
Not exactly. I wanted to thank you.
For what? I have not done anything worth thanking.
That's what you think. Ever since I joined the Midnight Suns, you've treated me as an equal. Nothing more, nothing less.
You are someone who deserves respect no matter what.
Not everyone thinks the same as you. To some, I am part of the X-Men. To others, I was once a queen.
Both are titles worth honoring.
Perhaps. You've never given me preferential treatment or othered me because of my titles. I've always appreciated it. I wonder if I'll ever be able to shake the stigma my past lives have carried forward. It's almost suffocating.
I do not follow.
Well, what do you think of when you hear the term leader?
Someone who sets expectations to be followed by the rest of the team.
And how should a leader act?
With the team's best interest in mind.
A good answer. if not a little idealistic.
You do not agree?
Guiding by example is one thing, but there's much more to leadership than that. I've always felt like I need to live up to a version of myself that my team would be proud of. Someone fearless, who never makes the wrong decisions, and keeps their emotions in check.
Sounds like a lot of pressure.
It is. I wonder if I'll be able to let go and embrace every facet of the human condition without fear of losing control.
I think if you accept the fact that your emotions do not control you, it will ease your mind.
Become one with the fear.
Do not let the fear that something bad might happen hold you back from experimenting.
I see. That's a nice way of looking at it. I'm sure it will take many, many years for me to get over this fear. But I'm glad I've been able to share it with you.
As am I.
Thank you again, Hunter.